Hey guys, Todd the Cheap Drums Guy again, doing that special camera thing where I've got to turn it on and walk in front of you, which I do apologize. Here at Todd Thomas Productions, we have a very limited budget. Matter of fact, we don't even have enough letters to spell out budget. But we're here, we're doing it anyways. A couple days ago, I put out a video of my beautimous British made Premier XBK kit, and my heartfelt condolences go out to the people of the United Kingdom for the loss of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. But anyways, getting back to the drums, I love my Premier kit, and I put red hydraulics on it. I took them off this kit, which is my #1 kit. This is the one I got at Goodwill for 30 bucks. All poplar, 5-piece. Fantastic set of drums for 30 bucks. And I took the Remos that this, the Premier came with and put them on this kit. And the Emperors just don't cut it. You might be a Remo fan, that's great, whatever works for you. But I am not a Remo fan at all. Especially Emperors for some reason. Although all my drums, all 3 sets, do have Remo ambassadors on the resonance side, and I don't have a problem with those. I'm just going to keep them on there because they're absolutely fine. But the Evans hydraulics, I found out, weren't the best match for the Premier kit, and because the shells are birch. They sounded okay on there, but they really, it just didn't make them sing like they should have. And I'll get back to that in a minute. But this kit, when I first got it and I got the hydraulics on it, sounded fabulous. I just felt, everything about them is great. But when I had the Remos, when I set this kit back up yesterday, I had the Remos on it, played it, kept messing with it, trying to get a good sound out of a nice fat sound, and I just could not achieve it. Maybe it's me, I don't know. Maybe a butterfly flapped its wings in China, and whatever, you know how the world works. And after about 5 minutes, I just said screw it and went upstairs and did whatever. This morning, I made a decision to order some new heads for the Premier. So I took the hydraulics back off it and put them back on this kit. And tuned it up. 5 minutes later, I kick on some music, and I'm just back in love with the sound of these drums again. This is all poplar, of course. It's a drum zone kit. Initially, I mean, it's a starter set. It came with all the hardware, not this hardware, but of that kit, I do have, holding up my 12-inch tom, is the snare stand, which is very lightweight, and one cymbal stand, which is also very lightweight. That's the only hardware I have from the set. But this set sounds so good with the hydraulics, and I'll just give you a little quick run by of the 12-inch tom, 13, 16. Here with my ears, right here, right now, it sounds just like a recording. Of course, the camera, that cheap Chinese piece of crap, it's going to sound like ass. But this is my #1 kit, and it sounds absolutely fantastic. And when I put these heads on it this morning and tuned them up, I felt so good. I put the music on. The air was cleaner. The sun was shiny. And I was down here for about 3 hours just beating away. And I just had a wonderful time. When you have good drum heads, the air in the world, the water's cleaner, everything's a better place. Everything's better. And today I was quite happy playing these. But since my Premier now is over there underneath the camera, taken apart, because I did look up online to see, because the Premier drums are birch. These are poplar. My kit #2 is poplar as well. But the Premier kit #3 is birch. And higher resonance, more tone, more volume, and the hydraulics sounded good on them, but not great. So maybe I'll redo that video. I'll probably redo the video at number 3. But I did go to Sweetwater this morning, and I ordered a brand new set all around of Evans G2 heads. I already have hydraulics, I already have EC2s on my other kit, so I wanted another type of head for the Premier. And everybody online seemed to say that G2s were the best fit for Premiers with the birch. And so we'll see. That order is supposed to be coming this Wednesday. And added bonus for that, once Wednesday evening when I get out of work and I put the new heads on the kit, what I'll do, I'll go down into the lower area down here, and I'll set up all 3 bass drums, and I'll set up a rack tom, a 12-inch rack tom from each set on the bass drum, and also put the 16-inch floor tom right next to it. One set will have the hydraulics, one will have EC2s, and one will have the G2s. And so I'll play all the toms, and well, actually probably the snares as well, because all the snares will have different Evans heads on it too. I'll have this one has a UV one. This kit's snare, which is over there minus its head, will also have a red Evans hydraulic snare batter head put on it. So I'll have that one, and then I think my 13-inch snare does have an Evans heavyweight. So along with the 3 different types of tom sounds, or tom heads from Evans, there'll also be 3 different distinctive snare sounds as well. So that'll be an interesting video. I haven't seen one done with 3 sets of heads like that before, so who knows, I'll be the first. And maybe I'll get more than 10 views on that video. Maybe I'll get 12 or 15. You know, if I keep going this way, in about 20-30 years, I may actually get $1 for my videos. The way the monetization works, I don't know, I could care less. But this set is just wonderful, and I like rotating my sets. I love playing each one of my individual sets, and I love rotating it just because it adds so much more enjoyment to things. And I am spoiled. My wife does spoil me to allow me to do this kind of thing. Then again, I don't have a lot of money wrapped up in this at all either. And those of you out there, I mean, if you do have an inexpensive drum set, by all means, spend the money and get good heads. If you are using the same heads that came with your drum set, you are not doing yourself any favors, because the stock heads you get are crap. They're just made to cover the head, or made to cover the batter side of your drum, pretty much. I mean, single ply heads are poopy. They really are. And the ones you have, when they say, if they say Remo and if it has Made in China on there, it's a frisbee. Throw it away. Get new heads, whether it be Evans, Aquarium, or Remos. Get new heads, 2-ply heads for them. You'll be so happy. But don't be embarrassed if you have cheap drums, because I'm not. I could care less if you don't like my cheap set. If you sitting back and laughing with your $5,000 DW kit, well, you're a dumbass for paying for them in the first place if you're sitting down in your basement like I am, because a $3,000 kit or a $30 kit, you know, who gives a crap? You're down in your basement. And I'd be happy to have this set on stage. You know, if I ever get to that point one day, maybe play a song or two, I would not be embarrassed having this set on stage. I mean, it looks great, sounds great. But the new heads is definitely a must. And to shop around, there's so many different choices. I almost got a set of Aquarian heads for it, because I kind of started going cheap from when I was ordering my Premier ones. But you know, I got my head out of my butt, and I decided, you know, G2s, they said they recommended for the Premier birch drums, so I did order those. And I'm looking forward to Wednesday when it comes, and I get to put those on there in my Premier kit. Probably tomorrow I'll switch this kit out, put my number 2 kit on, and then by Wednesday it'll be time to switch the Premier kit out and bring it over here, and I'll have the new heads, and I get to experiment with those. And a few days after that, then I'll put this kit back out, and by then, for its snare, I'll have the red hydraulic snare head. And I'm really curious to see what the hydraulic snare head is going to sound like on its snare drum sitting over there. I am just a fan of these Evans heads. I don't know. If you like Remos, that's fine. I'm sure different Remos, if you're into that brand, you like experimenting with the different sounds. Down the road, Aquarian, I'd maybe give them a shot as well. I do have Aquarian heads on 2 of my kits, regulators on the front of my bass drums, and they add a lot to them. But my other two of my bass drums, they do have Remos on the batter. I haven't got to the point where I'm switching them out of my bass drums yet, the batter heads, due to the fact that they're about $60, $70 per, and that would be over $200 for all 3 sets. So that's down the road, maybe Christmas time. We'll see. As of right now, I got so much crap stuffed into them because I like the muffled sound. It really doesn't matter anyways. I'm the one who kind of sees the batters anyways. But sound-wise, I don't think it probably matters that much at this point where I need to worry about it. But I just wanted to do a quick little video on this set. It's probably a $400 or $500 drum zone kit when it was brand new with hardware. It was $30 for me, and I'm completely happy with it. Don't be embarrassed if your drums aren't, you know, shiny and expensive. It really doesn't matter, because in all actuality, most of the drums are probably all made in the same area or same place anyways. These are probably made in Taiwan, or all the sets except my Premier are made in England, of course. But a lot of the higher end and other brands, like Ludwig has drums made in Taiwan, Pearl does, Tama's made in China too, you know, the difference between China and Taiwan, of course. But they're, for the most part, a lot of these drums are all made in the same place anyways. It's just the different branding. One has different badges than the other, and maybe a little bit different hardware. But drums are drums. For, you know, as long as the bearing edges are fine and the poplar is intact and the integrity of the drum shells, and you have good heads on it, the drums are usually no better. The cheap ones are no better than the expensive ones, and vice versa. It's the heads that really make a difference. But that's it for this video. El Cheapo Productions. Maybe tomorrow or the next day I'll set up my number 2 kit and do a video of that. Maybe one day I'll actually get off my butt and get a better camera, so I can actually carry it around and the sounds will be better and whatnot, and it'll be easier to download onto the computer. But anyways, I'm Todd. I'm the cheap drums guy. Messing with cheap drums down in the basement. Have a good day, people. Don't let me walk up there and turn you off. Spare no expense at my productions here. Peace.